Good morning, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talk. So, I have what could be a sad video for some people. So, please, if you can't handle, you may not want to watch. This will only be sad if it don't turn out the way I'm hoping. Every once in a while, a baby chick will outgrow an egg before it pops its way out, and it basically gets stuck in there. It will kind of poke a little hole in. I wish I had showed you what the hole looked like. But last night, after he sat in there for about 4 hours with one little breathing hole in the egg trying to get out, I lightened up the shell and went around it and just kind of simulated that he had broken it so he could just push his way out. But then this morning, he still hadn't came out. So I had taken the top piece off, and he's going to look like this. And you can see him right here. He's still tweeting. He's still moving around. But his head is basically got spun inside the egg. If you don't do anything, he's not going to be able to bust out. I took the top off thinking it would be easy, and he's still stuck. And I had to do this before, and I've had a good turnout. But I'm going to basically do that with this one because I don't want to see anything happen to him. He is an Americana egg, which they'll lay basically green eggs when they get older. He's trying his hardest to get out. I'm going to help him out a little bit, and then I'm going to put him right back in. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to pause the video for a minute and mount the tripod so you can see it. Okay. Now, if the feathers, you can see he's trying his best to move around. He can't. All I'm going to do is carefully separate the shell. You could end up seeing a little bit of blood. I'm just going to drop it right here. I can sanitize my table after. Once he is free, you don't really have to worry a ton, in my opinion, about if a few feathers get ripped, or, I mean, it's going to hurt, but it's better than the alternative of him dying. This is the egg that one of the eggs that I am really pushing to try to have. You can see I just busted him and his foot just popped out. So he is actually kind of free now, a little bit. We're going to take a little bit more off. And then I want to hurry up and get him back in the egg with a raised humidity level. That way he can dry off and not get sick. This is going to be, if you're doing this, it's going to be a little dirty. As you can see, it's super sad. If he dies, I will feel horrible. But I'm convinced that I'll be able to get him off of him. Especially because he's just so big, he's doing really well. If a little bit of shell stays on him, it'll dry up and eventually it will fall off. He just will have it on him for a little bit. You'll want to leave him in the incubator a little longer if that does happen. Now we have both feet kind of moving. Now you got to be very careful though. You don't want to, you want to make sure when you're grabbing it, grab it like with your fingernail, and you're only grabbing the wet area. I am trying to talk while I do this, so if I pause for a minute, it's just because I'm just kind of looking. I want to be extremely gentle. I don't want to hurt him, and I want to make sure that he does live. I will give you an update too in my next video on what the status is with him. This is one of the things. See how that shell right there, if I go to take it off, I can see he flinches a little bit more. It's pulling on the feathers. It kind of dried up to him because he basically had been open too long. He had poked the hole and it kind of starts drying up a little bit in there. As soon as his head is free, I'll feel more comfortable. And it's gonna pull a little bit. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be really dirty. But I've done this before. Ugh. And I've had good results. Just the biggest thing is you've got to be gentle with him. See how he loses the little feathers? But I'm going to leave him in there now like this, and I'm going to let this all dry up a little bit more. And as it dries up, he hopefully will be fine. But he can at least move around now. The only bad thing is he didn't have the fight. I will see you guys again. I'll keep you updated. You guys have a great one. I'm going to get him back in.